Hey guys, Michael B here, and the shopping silly season is upon us in front of the holidays. This Friday is in fact Black Friday. There's all kinds of great deals out there on video games, and of course, for us Arcade1Up and home arcade fans, there is no exception as there's some big deals coming our way, and I'm going to tell you more about them right after this. So that's right guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the best home arcade and Arcade1Up Black Friday deals for 2022 heading into the holiday season. Get your wallets, your credit cards, all that shit ready. If you like buying stuff, there's going to be some deals for you to get this coming Friday. But before we do that, I want to say thank you so much to everybody for checking out the video. I always appreciate your guys' support, and if this is your first time checking out the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications, and do all that YouTube stuff. And for P-dubs, tell your friends about me. So guys, I was lucky enough to get my hands on some information about Black Friday deals on Arcade1Up and home arcade products coming out this Friday. You can see below the prices. There's a lot of cabinets where you can save as much as $150 or all the way up to $200 on certain cabinets. And you might be looking at these prices and saying, well, they still seem really expensive. That's because these are the Canadian prices. So this is what's going to be available at Canadian retailers. The information I'm getting here is from the brick specifically. So if you take a look at it, you can get the Bandai Namco Legacy Miss Pac-Man Edition $150 off for only $4.99, and you'll notice as we go through all the legacy cabinets, that seems to be the going rate, and that is actually a crazy good price because the regular Arcade1Up price, even for legacy cabinets going back a year ago, was $5.99, so basically we are saving $100 off the regular legacy price. Now, one I'm really excited about, and I've been on the fence for a little while ago, went on sale for $100 off, was the Capcom Legacy Yoga Flame Edition, which is this year's version of the Capcom Legacy, this year's version of the Street Fighter Legacy. So Yoga Flame is in fact going to be $150 off. Previously it was on sale for $100 off. I almost jumped at that point, but I'm very excited to jump in and possibly grab it at the $4.99 price point. Yoga Flame is a Capcom Legacy, but it does have a very different lineup of games. If you guys are looking for a really good review, go check out my buddy Console Kits, Justin Console Kits. He did an excellent review on the Yoga Flame. They actually sent him the cabinet for review. Go check it out. If you're interested in picking up this cabinet while it's on sale, he has one of the best reviews on it on YouTube. Go check it out. Moving along our list, next up we have one that I've covered in detail and absolutely torn apart, but also another legacy cabinet on sale for $4.99 is the Midway Legacy Mortal Kombat 30th Anniversary. So for those of you possibly interested in picking up this cabinet, I do have a review on YouTube of the Mortal Kombat 30th Anniversary Midway Legacy. Go check that out and see if you'd be interested in picking up this cabinet while on sale for Black Friday, whether it be in Canada for $4.99 or however cheap it's going to be in the US. The one thing I will say is this cabinet's incredible. The only downfall, of course, is they used a TN monitor that has some discoloration and shading issues. Go check out my review, but definitely something you should still consider picking up with the discount and, you know, the ability to swap out the monitor with the money you save. Maybe it'll be worth it to you. Next up on this list is probably the cabinet that's going to be the most exciting and anticipated for people, and that is NFL Blitz Legends for $5.99, $200 off. I mean, this cabinet only came out back in September, so it's been out for less than 2 months, and you can already get it for $200 off here in Canada, $5.99, which is what these cabs realistically should be priced in Canada, in my opinion. Now, personally, I have actually had a chance to test out this machine in person and playing with other people. I had a bunch of fun, but keep in mind there's all kinds of comments out there on the internet, people complaining about issues with the game, how it's not the original game, changed rosters, changed ROMs, and on top of that, they still haven't got the Wi-Fi enabled gameplay working. So right now, you cannot play online against other players. But that being said, if Wi-Fi online gameplay is not that big a deal to you, you're not expecting a one-for-one accurate representation of the original arcade in the gameplay and the cabinet, as the cabinet has weird and wacky modern art, I will say I had a really fun time playing with my friends, and maybe this is a cabinet you'd be interested in, especially at a discount. But do keep in mind, online's still not working, and there's no timetable when it will be working, so keep that in mind before you make your purchase. But it's easier to take a chance when it's $200 off here in Canada. That'd be around $3.99 US, so definitely a more reasonable price for an Arcade1Up product. And then last but not least on that list, we've got The Simpsons, which has been on sale all over the place. In the States, it's been down as low as $1.99. I think even at one point here in Canada, it was down as low as $3.99 US. Those reserves are starting to dry up here now in Canada. It's on sale this weekend, $200 off. If you've passed on The Simpsons and you want to get it, more than likely, this is probably the last time we're going to see this title. So if you still want to pick it up, it's $200 off this weekend. And believe it or not, that's not the only deals. We've got some Toy Shock deals we'll talk about in a second, but let's continue with Arcade1Up for right now. First up, we've got the Atari Centipede Legacy Edition cabinet. Of course, when I first saw the design for this cabinet, a proper Centipede cabinet with a proper form factor, volcano buttons, everything looking so beautiful, I was absolutely in love with it, except for one major problem. Of course, it has a horizontal monitor. Then you tie into that, it also has that absolutely brutal TN monitor, and I was absolutely gutted. Any interest I had in picking up this cab immediately disappeared, and I never got this one. However, at the new Legacy price, it certainly makes the jump a little bit easier at $4.99. I don't know if I'm still going to get one. Again, I don't know if I'm better off. Of course, I've got Wi-Fi enabled leaderboards for the Atari Legacy games. There's 2 additional games on there, but I already have the Tempest cab, so I don't know if this is something I'm interested in. But in terms of looks-wise, it's one of the most beautiful cabs Arcade1Up have ever made. And then on top of that, the online leaderboards, everything, volcano buttons, there's a lot of cool features. Just has that shitty TN monitor, which makes it hard. Moving over, we've got what's typically not a Legacy cabinet, but I consider it to be a Legacy cabinet. It's another Miss Pac-Man Legacy cabinet, but it's actually class of 1981. A lot of people are saying this is their favorite Bandai Namco cabinet to date. Me, personally, it doesn't bring up the arcade nostalgia it does for everybody else. I more envision this from the 20-year reunion, 20-year anniversary, seeing it at swimming pools and other places. But if you're looking for a really good Miss Pac-Man cabinet and you don't have the same hang-ups with the art like I do, this is an option. Then you move over, you've got the Pac-Mania cabinet. I don't know what to think about this. 19K Fox, I think, has actually already got this one, so there's a pretty good review out there from 19K Fox. Go check it out. $4.99. Again, same issues as the Centipede Legacy, except this one does, in fact, have the vertical monitor, but it's still the TN monitor, so you're still experiencing a washout, and you're probably going to have to replace the screen. Moving along, we've got the Killer Instinct 3/4 scale, which is on sale in the US right now for $3.99. On sale, $200 off for Black Friday. It's $6.49. Comes with a stool. There is no spectate mode, but the online works really well. I love this cabinet. I, in fact, just sold mine secondhand. Good timing, too, I guess. Sold mine secondhand because I have the Pro model coming. Moving down to a cabinet that I've also done a review for, Terminator 2. I paid $200 more than this, $849, so it kind of upsets me to see this, but $649.99 for Terminator 2. So I've got a review out there. Go check that out. Then we have the 2 cabs that I most recently got. Probably not. I think I got Dragon's Lair and MVC2 before these, but I recently, back in September, got the 2 XL cabinets from Arcade1Up. So you've got Golden Tee 3D Edition, and then, of course, the NBA Jam Shaq Edition. Both are going to be on sale for $200 off, so you get to save $200 and add these bigger arcades to your collection. Now, the one thing is, once you get the form factors, you see them in front of you, you'll say this is what Arcade1Up should have always been, except there's a problem. For those yet to have seen it, this is the NBA Jam XL Shaq Edition. It does not have the original art. It has a bunch of Shaq branding over it for some reason. But other than that, this may be one of the best arcade cabinets Arcade1Up have built to date in form factor. The problem is, as you can clearly see, the screen is a TN monitor. It's not good from various angles, but I will say it's better than Golden Tee because it's more straight up. You don't have the same bleeding and discoloration. And I really apologize, guys. I've had this cabinet since September. I've just been sick for so long now. I've meant to have a review out. I'm working on it now. Hopefully I can get it done before Friday so you guys can get a fresh look at this before you make any purchasing decisions, because it's a really good cabinet. The screen lets both these cabinets down, unfortunately, that 19-inch TN monitor they sourced. So hopefully, after you see my review, if you're still interested, now's a good time to grab it, especially with $200 off. And then last but not least, $130 off, the slightest of deals from Arcade1Up in this point, is the Turtles in Time cabinet, which you can get for $699.95. Me personally, if it was $599.95, I would consider switching out my original TMNT for Turtles in Time just so I could play online Turtles with people, but I don't know. $699 is not a big enough of a jump for me, but if you don't have a Turtles cab, of course, that's a great price to jump in at, and you get a branded stool as well, an online Turtles play. Now, before we're done, something I'm very excited about is the other part of these sales that I wanted to put off till now, but we finally have got Toy Shock products here in Canada at what I consider to be reasonable freaking prices. Now, I was super excited when I found out Toy Shock were finally going to be coming to Canada until I saw the price point. I mean, the original pinballs were selling for $6.99 Canadian. I think it was $6.99. Yeah, let's see, $250. So they were selling for $7.49 Canadian, which I thought was just atrociously priced for Toy Shock, considering these were originally $3.99 US. So I just didn't understand the massive price markup. And then what was harder was the tabletop pinballs. They were going to be sold for $4.49 Canadian, and I didn't get the price point, like almost $500 for a tabletop pinball machine. It didn't make sense. But now, if you've ever been interested in picking up one of these Toy Shock pinball machines, maybe they've been passed by Arcade1Up, and especially the At Games pinballs in recent years. But if you're looking for a good, sturdy, stable pinball product at a reasonable price, you finally have your option here with Toy Shock. You can pick up one of the 3 original tables, so Haunted House, and then you've got Black Hole, which is a newer looking model, class of 1812, your choice of all 3, $250 off at $4.99. And then the one that I'm the most interested in, I'm probably going to jump on, is the tabletop pinball at $200. I'm probably definitely getting a Haunted House one that'll end up in my parents' house somehow, but I'm going to definitely be picking up a tabletop pinball this Friday. So good news for Toy Shock fans here in Canada that felt the prices were just a little bit too high. We're getting really good prices for Black Friday. Now would be a good time to jump in. So guys, those are the Black Friday deals that we're getting here in Canada through the Brick, and I would assume some other retailers as well would have similar sales. Let me know in the comments, is there anything there you're interested in? What about NFL Blitz? $200 off, $5.99, only 2 months after it was initially released. Does that overcome some of the issues you've seen online, especially with the fact that the online multiplayer still isn't working? Is that enough for you to make a jump and pick up this new NFL long-desired cabinet from Arcade1Up? What about the XL cabinets? At $8.99 here in Canada, always seemed like a giant, insurmountable price jump from what we were looking at previously with the other cabinets. Maybe not so much, as these cabinets have been selling for like $8.49 for the last while, but $8.99 seemed like a really high price for those. $6.99 definitely seems much more interesting and maybe a good time to make a jump. What about some of the legacy cabinets? I haven't been as interested in the legacy cabinets this year as I have been in previous years, as again, we're getting reissues of older cabinets, and of course those issues with the TM monitors really sucked. But does this $4.99 price point make you want to jump? Let me know in the comments down below. Is it still all too much for you? Do you think the prices should have been less? Are you happy with the prices? What are you going to be picking up? Most importantly, everybody have a great and safe Black Friday. Hope you get what you want. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.